Hi, Stefan Swartling here again. In today's episode of the CARVLOG show, I will start with talking about two different Twitter clients that I think it's great and have some cool features. Tweetbot is available for iPhone, iPad and Mac at the moment. For Mac it's a public beta version at the moment, so you can try it for free. Just install it and try it. It will be available in the Mac App Store when it's finished, and then it will have even more features that it can't have when it's not in the Mac App Store. For example, iCloud syncing for our mute filters, for example. But I will talk about the Mac version specifically, because that version has recently been updated with multi-column feature. So you can make it look like, for example, TweetDeck. And it's really great, really great. You can't have more columns than your screen allows, your resolution allows, but the difference from TweetDeck is that TweetDeck can have a lot more columns than that, because you can have a scroll feature in TweetDeck, so you can scroll your columns, swipe left and right. Tweetbot uses gestures in another way, so you can't swipe left and right to scroll between columns, because swipe left and right on a tweet, for example, is you can view the conversation and you can view the tweet detail when swiping left and right. So that won't work in Tweetbot, but 3 or 4 columns, for example, you can have on your screen at the same time in Tweetbot. And as I said before, Tweetbot is the best Twitter app on the planet. It has all the features you need: real-time streaming, mute filters, Pocket, Instapaper, and so on. Your own tweet URL domain, and much more. But it's the multi-column feature I would like to present to you today, and it works really well. You just open that stream you want to have in a column and click on the small gear icon in the right corner and choose open in a new column. And then that stream opens in a new column that you can drag near the other column, and it attaches to it. Really cool. So the multi-column feature is great in Tweetbot. Try it, it's free. Tweetings is another Twitter client that's kind of cool. Have a lot of feature and is available for both iPad, iPhone and Mac. And we will talk specifically with the iOS version. Recently it's got updated with a really cool feature that I've talked about in other videos that I think Google should add to their own apps. Now Tweetings have done the exact same thing I'm talking about, so I don't understand why Google doesn't do it. Tweetings have added so you can open links in Chrome. So you don't have to open it in Safari on iOS. You can now open links in Chrome. And I think that's brilliant. Exactly as I had hoped Google should do with their own apps. For example, Google+. I would like to open links in Chrome from Google+. But it seems that Google doesn't get it, how they should do it on iOS. Same with the Gmail app. I would like to open links in Chrome instead of the really bad internal web browser in Gmail app. They don't get it. How can Tweetings do it perfectly when Google doesn't do it at all? I don't get it. So in Tweetings you can, when you will open a link in a web browser, you don't have to, because Tweetings have their own internal web browser and formats the post really great with Instapaper mobilizer and so on. Looks really great. But if you have to somehow open the link in a web browser on your iOS device, then choose the small web browser icon that looks like the old Netscape logo in the right corner of the article. And from there you have a menu now. Open in Safari or open in Chrome. Really, really cool. Choose Chrome and it opens in Chrome. Absolutely fabulous. That's how I would like to see all Google apps handle links. How hard can it be, Google? Just bring out an update for your apps with this feature. I don't get it why they don't do it. The Google experience would be so much better if you do it on iOS. I mean, link your own apps together by adding this feature. How hard can it be? So silly. I mean, both Gmail and Chrome could also have some kind of integration of Google Drive, your own app. I mean, for example, download an attachment to Google Drive from Gmail app. How hard can it be? Or other cool features that you can do. Download files from Chrome to Google Drive or something. I don't get it. Google, sometimes you disappoints me with your bad decisions and so on. Look at Tweetings and the integration of open links in Chrome. Do it. How hard can it be? This is the last CARVLOG for this week. I will continue, hopefully, after I have worked today, when we are traveling home again. But as I said, this is the last episode of the CARVLOG for this week. Okay, I'm back again from my work. I posted an interesting article on my Google Plus blog about that Amazon announces that ebooks outsells paper books, printed books now in UK. So ebooks outsells printed books in the UK, and that's quite interesting because I love the digital revolution and I love reading on my mobile devices. And that post on my Google Plus blog
got a quite interesting discussion going on at the moment. Really intelligent comments and a lot of interesting stuff to read. So I will link to that post below this video in the description text. So go to that post and read all the interesting comments and join the discussion. Excuse me. Go to that post and join the discussion and read all interesting comments. About reading them, I have for many years stopped using printed media, printed books, printed magazine, printed news. I don't read that anymore for about 2 or 3 years. I only read on my iPhone, earlier also the iPad and my MacBook Air 11-inch. It's the only places I read, and I read everything there. I read books, I read magazines, I read news and so on, and I often use Twitter as a news source, but I don't read the post in Twitter directly often. Of course, Tweetbot, for example, on my iPhone can format the post with Instapaper Mobilizer directly in the app, and the post looks really great and you can enjoy reading it, but often I don't have the time to read a post at that moment. So I add all the links that I want to read to my Pocket account or Instapaper account before, but now I use Pocket. And all these links that I add to my Pocket account, they form my own magazine. I create my own magazine by doing that. So every night when I'm going to sleep, I lay on my side in my bed and reading my own magazine. I'm enjoying my Pocket magazine. And it works really, really great to do that. And by that I can read all the longer pieces that have no time to read directly and so on. And I get all the knowledge I need to be a tech guy. I can read everything I need to know. For example, specifications of a new gadget of something, a new Android phone or something. I can read about that every night in my own made magazine in Pocket on my iPhone. And that's how I do it. I use Twitter as a news source, adding all the links that I want to read to my Pocket account, reading them at night before I go to sleep. It works great for me. And I do that instead of reading newspapers, magazines and so on. And in fact, my Pocket magazines has even replaced much of my ebooks, because I read more tech news than books now. And I don't say that's a good thing, but that's how it have been for me. I read more tech news from web pages, blogs and so on in my Pocket account. The article looks like books. The feeling is like reading ebooks and so on. In Pocket, it feels like you read a real book, because everything distracted is removed. Ads, sidebars, blinking and flashing stuff and so on when you add a link to Pocket. In Pocket there is only text and images, nothing else. So by doing your own magazine in Pocket, you only have the content you want to see in Pocket, nothing else. When it comes to ebooks, I usually use iBooks from Apple. Kind of cool to find all the free ebooks from iBooks creator that Apple released for around a year or so. Really cool to find a much fun stuff to read and watch and so on. Really cool. And of course I can buy books, and I can add a lot of free books that's available. I can also use Kindle, the Kindle app, to buy books in Amazon. I think I've read about 10 or 15 books on my iPhone, long novels, and it works really great. I prefer reading on my iPhone before my iPad, and I prefer reading on my iPhone instead of a real paper book, printed book, because the iPhone is easier to hold and the user experience is much better on an iPhone than on a book, because on an ebook in my reading on my iPhone I can look up words in a dictionary, and I can bookmark pages much easier, and I can even mark up some quotes and text and so on, much easier. And an ebook in Apple's own iBooks can even be visual made. You can even have videos in it and so on. Stuff can move around in it. So really cool. I think that's the future. Having digital ebooks and magazines. Reading on a mobile device or somehow a tablet. But as I've said many times, I prefer reading on my iPhone because the iPad is too big. That's why I sold my iPad. 9.7 inch is too big for reading comfortably. Holding an iPad when you're lying on your side in your bed is almost impossible. The iPad is too big for reading comfortably. That's a fact. Maybe a 7-inch iPad could be the perfect device for me, reading at night when lying in bed. I think that size could be the perfect size for a reading device, even for my pocket magazines and directly in Twitter and so on. This is the last car vlog for this week. I have taken a vacation day tomorrow, Friday. So the car vlog will not be until next Monday again. But of course, this car vlog will be uploaded this evening. So you can watch it and listen to it. And I will probably cut out some shorter video clips from it and publish them too. So, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel, of course. Do that and like this video. I need that. By doing that, you encourage me to continue doing this, and I can feel motivated to do my car vlogs by seeing more people subscribing to me and liking my videos. So please do that. Okay, bye for now. Have a nice weekend.